Hey, what's up, everybody? Crypto is green today. You could see XRP up almost 4.5%. Bitcoin's up 5%. You could see CRV up 12%. Theta up 3%. So we're doing pretty good today. Yeah, so let's jump into it. First thing would be gold. I heard BCB counting the waves in gold. I have a little bit of a different opinion on that. The way I would count it, he counted it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just don't know why. But the way I would count it is 1, 2, okay, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of that's wave 3, and then you have 4 and 5. But I still have a problem with that because the way, I want a wave 4 to come in here. So he thinks we're in the fifth of the fifth. I think we're at the end of the third, and we're about to go in a wave 4 like this. So it'll be 1, 2, all of that's 3, and then we're going to flag out for a 4. But when we do that, it's going to feel like we topped and it feels like gold's done for, but then it's going to come up and pop for a 5. So it would be 1, 2, all of that's 3, 4, then 5. All right, that's the way I look at gold. He thinks gold has topped, or basically we're in the topping phase now. And he could be right. I mean, I don't think so, but the argument to that would be if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're done, right? And this is 1, 2. But the problem with that is, he's just counting it like that, but that's just the third wave. So this is 1, 2, all of that's 3, then we get 4, then we get 5. So, and then when you zoom out a little bit further, you can see, he didn't count these, but, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. And in the fifth, you have 1, 2, all of that's 3. We didn't get a 4 or a 5 yet. So that's, and here's the cool part. If the stock market, right, remember the stock market was going up, 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 and then it crashed, right? Okay, there you go, it crashed. So that's why we see gold going up. Now, if we have 1, 2, and this is 3, and then we get 4, and we start coming down for gold, then that means stocks and crypto can go up in a retrace. And then once gold finishes, then it goes up into the fifth wave, and then that's when the stocks come down, and that's when you have the A, B, C. That's just an idea. I think it's very plausible to think that if you're a gold bug, like, Peter Schiff or something. Peter knows a lot about the economy and gold, but he has no clue about how Trump is dealing with it. Neither does Gregory Mannarino, unfortunately. So we also have this massive handle here, a cup and handle, right? You got a cup and handle. And if we look at the measured move, we're pretty much already there, or we even exceeded it by a lot, I think. Let's see. If my trading view would work, there we go. We got that there, and then let's see, I could take it a little bit higher. I'm going to measure it this way first. Yeah, we completely went way above it. And then I'll take it from the top, and then I'll measure it right there. And even still, we went totally above it. So we'll flip that to log scale, and we'll bring this back down, and then we'll take a line again and measure it and see exactly where it went. Now you can measure from the bottom, but you can see this has 1, 2, 3, 4 touches except for 1, right? So if you measure from the bottom, you just have 1 point. But if you're a little bit more conservative, you can see we have a point there, point there, point there, point there, point there, point there. So this is a much more accurate way to measure it because there's more confluence at that level, and we can measure 2 different things here. I'll do the big one first, all the way to the top, and then we take this all the way up here, and you can see we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. $3,500 would be the target for gold. And then once you hit that, so to me, okay, so now we have the target, Let's measure one more. The smaller, more conservative one. Why not? From there, right there. Good enough. You could see, yeah, this one's out of the picture because we already passed it. But this one here, you got 1, 2. Now, if this, here's the thing though, if this continues to pump and it goes parabolic like this, then it could be that that is the fifth wave. And it could be that this is 1, 2, and that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that this little tiny 4. See, the thing is look how big the wave 2 is, but look how small the wave 4 is. See, all of these waves are in the same degree. That's the same degree. That's the same degree. That's the same degree, right? But this is in a different degree. You can see how much bigger it is, right? So that's why when Block, the way he counted it, BCB, the way he counted it, that's why I disagree, because I feel like this would be 1, that would be 2, and then you have 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3 of the. Actually, that's all of that's 3. This is 4, and that's 5, right? And that's the third. But you still need this guy right here. So that's kind of, but I could be wrong, and we could be done, right? So if this pumps a little bit higher and hits like 34, 3,500, it could be that gold is topped, at least for a while. I mean, again, this correction took approximately about 150 to 200 days. So gold could be going down for the next 200 days, and people will think it's topped, but it's really in a fourth wave. But if we have, we'll figure it out later on. But you could see over here, gold didn't have 5 waves. Look, 1, 2, and then you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, all of that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you count all the subwaves. Usually it's 7, but yeah, so just when you think gold is finished, it keeps going. Like, look at over here. Gold went parabolic, but then it pulled back, it continued higher, and then it pulled back, and then it topped. When I look at gold now, it doesn't look like that. It looks like gold can go a lot higher. So just be aware of that. If we pull on the fib levels, where are we when it comes to gold? Well, if this is on log scale, we're about to hit the 2618. So that to me is a major area that we should, consider taking profits if you're holding gold. So I don't think, I mean, if gold gets even higher, I might even sell it, and buy crypto. We don't have much left for gold. We probably got another 45% left. Maybe not even that, right? I mean, it's, but why am I caring about gold? Why am I focused on gold? Because gold, if we look at Bitcoin, right, you can see. Let me go to the daily. Okay, so you could see how gold is going up, and you can see Bitcoin's coming. Come on now, you can see Bitcoin is coming down. Gold is going up, right? So if gold is, that's why I was counting the waves. If we're gonna get a fourth wave soon and pull back, then that means we should see that we should see crypto continue higher, and that's the whole reason that I'm sharing gold and things like that. You could say they're kind of correlated, but sometimes they're not correlated. It just depends. So yeah, they're mostly inverse correlated. So anyway, that's gold. Let's move on to the good stuff. Like the stuff that could make you a millionaire. Gold cannot make you a millionaire. Gold will not make you a millionaire. Gold will protect your purchasing power. It is really good to own, but it will not make you rich. Because the problem is, if you invest in gold, people think they buy gold, they're going to get rich. That's not the way it works. People buy gold so that it's an insurance policy in case everything goes to hell. Meaning, if everything goes to hell, inflation goes up, and stocks crash, and gold goes up. Let's say you own 10 pounds of gold, okay, and gold went to $10,000. You would be rich as hell, right? But actually, would you want to live in that world? Would you want to live in a world where gold is $10,000? Because if gold is $10,000, how much is a gallon of milk? How much is a gallon of gas? How much is your rent? How much is your phone? How much is your electricity? How much is your insurance? So you do not want gold to go to 10,000. Otherwise, it would just be a disaster. Because it would cause more pain for the whole world versus those who are actually holding gold. It'll protect them, but it's not like their lives are fancy and glamorous. No, their lives are just as bad, right? Because, it's basically like a Mad Max scenario. Like, have you ever seen the movie Mad Max? Okay, imagine I gave you 10 pounds of gold in Mad Max. What are you going to do with it? Anyways, let's take a look at XRP. When we look at XRP versus Bitcoin, they actually look a little bit, kind of the same, similar shape. You got this flat here, same thing here. You got more of a flat. But I'm liking the way XRP is looking right now. It's looking mighty bullish. Mighty bullish. We are literally up. Look at this. We are up 27% off the low. That's pretty good. Okay. Especially with all the tariff stuff. China just retaliated today with another increase in their tariffs. Wrong move, China. Wrong move. So, but markets didn't care. The stock market is kind of up, I think, and crypto is up despite China retaliating. So that's interesting, is it not? That tells me that there's probably a deal in the works, and we're just seeing the optics of the show play out, right? Because what do we have with XRP, right? We have 3 waves down. Well, first of all, let's start at the very beginning. Why not? All right, look at this. So we have, obviously, this is a 1-2, right? And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's the third, right? And then you have A, B, and now you're getting C right there. And then we should go up for a wave 5. That's how I've been looking at it for forever. Now, I didn't know we were going to break the range, right? There was a possibility we could, but in reality, we still haven't broken the range. We have not broke down from the range. We had a big liquidity grab. We sliced through it, but now we're back sort of in that range. I would like it to be a lot higher. I really want to see the price get back above, 230, 240, really 250, right? 250 would be the best. If XRP can get back above 250, then $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 is on the table. Facts, right? So, but now we can count it like, right, 3 down. We have 3 waves up, and then we have 1, 2, 3 waves down. So we have a perfect 3-wave move right there. Connect the dots, right? Connect the dots. So 3 and 3 and 3. So, and look at this candle. Look at that 3-day candle. That 3-day candle is beautiful. Look at that thing. That's a massive engulfing, or that's a bullish hammer, and it's engulfing. right? So look at that tail at the end. I think the low is in, man. I really do. Okay, the reason why is because, number one, the tariff news is already here. We already know about it. And then number two, we have progress with the tariffs because we have a 90-day pause on all tariffs except for China. Another reason why I think we're finished is because this is a three-wave move, right? We have three down, we have three up. Wait. Let me do that correctly here. There we go. We have three down, we have three up, and we have three back down. We officially have a three-wave move to the downside. Okay, that's another reason. Another reason is we don't have five waves. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's number 5? We need number 5. And where does a fifth wave come from? A fifth wave comes from a fourth wave, three-wave pullback. And that's exactly what we got. Another reason is because the stock market officially backtested the top of this prior high over here. Prior high, there we go. So we backtested it. So we should hold here for a little while, if not even go in a retrace, right? Remember I talked about gold being in a fourth wave. So if the stocks play around and then they go up, right? And then gold goes down in a fourth wave. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, or actually 1, 2, 3. And then you have three down, right? And then gold goes up in a retrace. That's when, the stock market goes up in a retrace. That's when gold goes down in a fourth wave. And then once the stock market tops, then we go down in a C wave. So it'd be A, B, C. And then that's when gold gets the fifth wave. That's kind of, that would work. That would make total sense. Because I don't think the chaos is over. We still have to transition this economy. The tariffs are the first thing. We got to renegotiate the trade deals. Once all the trade deals are fixed, then we can reset the currency into gold. We can't go to a gold standard now because we have massive trade imbalances. We have to. This is all, guys. People don't even understand that this is all an effort to go to the gold standard. Away with the Federal Reserve central banking fiat currency monetary enslavement system, and going back pre-1913, going to a gold standard, right? Not a fractional reserve scam that rips off the American people by stealing your purchasing power through inflation, but not only that, but by ripping you off through trade, right? All the American jobs, all the manufacturing, they all went overseas, right? So we don't make anything anymore. People just, Uber, and that's it, right? So it's pretty sad. So we need to bring back the wealth, right? We are consuming their goods, and in return, they're getting money. They're getting paid. They are profiting off of our consumption, as they should, right? They're trying to make a living. And another reason they do it is by devaluing their currency. China devalues their currency, and that's how they win us over on trade. So what do you need to do? How do you fix this problem? Exactly what Trump is doing. You got to inflict massive pain, reciprocal tariffs, right? And say, look, because we don't need them, they need us. They need our money. What do you need? Do you need a microwave? Or do you need to pay your mortgage or your rent? You need money, right? What's more important? You getting your paycheck, right? Or you going to the movies or Hollywood, or you buying something at, Walmart, right? Like, you see what I mean? Consumers need, fair prices amongst everything. And with inflation going up, prices are going up. But just imagine if you have a new currency. Is that, it's going to be, so if I buy, a refrigerator, it's going to cost me X amount of dollars, right? But with high inflation, it's going to cost me more. And with high tariffs, it's going to cost me more, right? So now that refrigerator that costs a lot of money is going to have better competition with an American one, right? So if we can bring inflation down while keeping the tariffs high, we could really set a level playing field. So, all right, XRP, we looked at, or let's look at, Bitcoin looks really bullish. XRP looks really bullish too. You can see we are creating a base. That's what we want. We're creating a little bit of a base here. So that's good. Let's zoom in. Oh yeah, it looks pretty good. So the problem is I still have 3 waves up and I'm kind of stuck in here. So we really need this to pop up here. So I'm hoping that this is a diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get 5. That's what we really want to see. And then we want to flag out like this, get away from the scene of the crime, get away from this downtrend, flatten out a little bit, and then go up. That would be the best case. I mean, that would be amazing. But we know crypto. Sometimes crypto just like, whoop, goes straight up. And then it kind of plays out like this. And then continues higher. We could see something like that too. But I'm more cautious because of the 3 waves. Right? We have a 3-wave move up. So does this turn into 4, 5? Well, maybe. We'll see. Right now it's looking corrective. This wave looks corrective. See how this wave was impulsive, this wave was impulsive, this wave is corrective, which tells me that we could see, guys, a 3-wave move down, okay? So just like how we had a 3-wave move down, we have a 1, 2, and then we get a 3, and then we get a 4, and then we go up and hit 5. So that's an idea that we should take very seriously. So that's one idea. Another idea is you got 3 waves up, and we get 3 waves down, right? And we get back down here, play around a little bit, have an impulse, 3-wave pullback, then continue, create that base, that structure needed. So there you go. Those are a few ideas that we can look at. Yeah, the only thing I don't know is this going to come up and take the top, or is this going to be an ABC? It's always difficult when you're in the retrace levels, right? So you have point A, point B, and now here you are in point C. Point C is always the most challenging. I don't know if I would feel comfortable buying it here. I would rather it break out first than buy it if I was, but I have 3 waves down, I have 3 waves up, so we could get maybe 5 down or 3, and that's what I would like to see. I would like us to go back to 190. And here's the thing: tomorrow's Saturday, the next day is Sunday. What do we know about Sundays? They're freaking they're pretty insane, right? Sundays are pretty. If we can survive this Sunday, it'll be a really nice thing to see, right? So we'll see. But I think that's about it for XRP. Keep an eye out for this downward resistance line. Very bullish if we can break above that, right? So we are back technically in the triangle. That's why I said I need to go find that video, because when we were in this triangle, I said, if we break down, be alert for a fake out. It could be a fake out, right? It could be just a liquidity grab. And if it's a liquidity grab, then it's a fake out, and then we continue higher, something like that, right? And also the same thing, if we were to break to the upside, it could have been a fake out, but I doubt that, because we are the whole trend is in an uptrend. So it's always the first break is always the fake out. You could see it was a fake out right there, and a fake out right there. So everybody's getting faked out, right? And then you also have a fake out right there. So you have two fake outs to the upside, two fake outs to the downside. And you can even say there was another one there, right? So people are getting played, right? So the way we know it's not a fake out is if we have serious candles breaking above 280. 280 is the spot, and then of course, above $3. So Bitcoin looking good. Bitcoin looking good. It's April 11th. So we really have May 11th, June 11th. I mean, you really only got 2 months before the summer months come in. And typically, July, August aren't the best for stocks or crypto. So, but we'll see. Maybe this time is different. We've had bullish summers in the past, but very rare. So, but yeah, Bitcoin, I mean, what's there to say? We're back testing the top here. I think the low is in. I think the low is in, and I think we're creating a bottom. Now, if we come and slightly take out the low in a liquidity grab to finally back test it, that's the thing, is we haven't officially back tested. You could see we came really close. So if by whatever reason, we came up here and then we had to work our way back down and slightly take the low, then, I guess that, right? I guess so. But I don't think it's going to be much more than that. I think for the most part, generally speaking, that this should be the bottom and that we should either A, have a retrace, or B, we should take the top, right? And have one more wave to the upside, right? What did he had a kind of a cool fractal if you look here, and I think I did this before. Basically take this whole fractal here, and that's what this is, right? This is an expanded flat. So you have A, B, and then C. That's an expanded flat. That's exactly what we have here. It's an expanded flat, right? So if we take this fractal and kind of miniaturize it, you can see where I'm coming from. So we had a little hump, came back up, and then came down, flagged out, came down, flagged out, and then you slam the low, come up, take the low, come up, take the low, and then come up again, and then take the low again, come up again, take the low again. And then from there, it kind of just, what does it do? Can't remember what it did. Oh yeah, it had this little move here, kind of like 3 waves up, 3 waves down, and then it continued. So translation, we get up here, maybe pull back a little bit, and then shoot back up, kind of go sideways up here, and then hopefully hit the high. And then that probably will be the end of the Bitcoin bull run. So we'll see. Do we get a retracement or do we get one more wave? Because I kind of like to see one more wave, because if you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get 7. Remember the 7-wave crashing structure, right? But it's 7 wave. It's the opposite. So I think that was it for Bitcoin. Okay. How about, what's Monero doing real quick? Monero looks okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you're kind of flagging out in here. So I'd like to see that, do something like that. And I think that's coming. THETA. God, I just love THETA so much. I think it's going to do so well. I just feel like it is. And, we're down in the dumps right now. But, I like things like this. See, when we're down here at the very low, I feel totally fine. I feel relaxed. I feel easy. Now, when we get back up here, I'm going to be nervous and I'm going to be biting my fingernails, because it's always like when prices are really high, I get kind of nervous, because that's, it could be the end, right? It could be very, very soon. But when prices are low, I feel very relaxed and I feel like easygoing. It feels normal down here, right? But if we get back up here, it's gonna feel terrifying, So that's why I kind of go by my feelings, right? Like, you want to write down your emotions to see, okay, how did I feel during this wave? How did I feel during that wave? And usually when prices come down so much, you kind of get like an F it attitude. Like, all right, it's already down here anyway, so screw it, right? Especially because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down, right? And this wave matches this wave, matches this wave, which means we have a 3-wave completed move. I don't think this is just going to keep crashing. I think this is going to go back up. Very, very, very much so. Unless we get a complete stock market meltdown crash, then, obviously nothing can escape that. So we'll see exactly how it plays out. But with Theta, you got 3 up, you got 3 down, okay? You got 5 waves here. You're right. You back tested the support in which it started from. This whole wave and this whole wave started where? It started right there, right there. So, and we back tested it right there. So we've already came back to home, right? We already went back home. Now it's about finding support. If you look at the 2-day RSI, we're drastically oversold. We haven't been this oversold in over 2 years or so, or even more than that. 3-day chart, we've only been this oversold 1, 2, 3, 4 other times. And each of those times was the bottom. So you can see on the 3-day chart, you have this low, which actually was the low. And then you have this low over here, which actually was the low. And then this low over here, it was one bounce and then a low. So either way, I think a bounce should be on the horizon. Now let's zoom in. Now if we zoom in, it's nothing really exciting because all I have is a 3-wave move. So I would like it to come down in 3 like this and kind of play around a little bit and then go up. If we can create that structure, a base or a Wyckoff or something, instead of just coming up and then flagging out, coming up and then flagging out, right? We don't want that. We want to flatten out and then go up. So, if we have one more wave down, see, that's the thing. I have 3 waves here, so I don't know if we're going to get 4 and 5, and then it can be done. That's also a possibility. So, we'll see. CRV, remember I was talking about CRV. Look at the 3-wave pullback. I said how bullish that was. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're getting 5. Or this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. And then that equals 7. And that's how I come up with 7s. A lot of times they're 1, 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. So, yeah, CRV looks good because you're building a base. This is what we want to see. and then we want to make our way to the retrace levels. XRP versus Bitcoin, I got 3 waves down, I got 3 waves up, and I also have 3 waves back down. We have a completed 3-wave move. But yeah, so we have a completed 3-wave move. However, we just had this little 3-wave move off the low. I need way more than that. If we can come back down in 3, you know, if we can kind of do something like that, that would be great. But there is a case where this could be like a 1-2, 1-2, and then we just shoot up like this, right? And then we kind of pull back. So it's going to be one of those two, in my opinion. So we'll see. SHIB looks good. I went long on SHIB. I can't remember where it was. I think it was right in here. But anyways, SHIB, I think SHIB is done as well. I think we're almost complete with SHIB. I think this wave, it's all about this wave right here. That's the only thing we need to focus on. Once that wave is finished, we should go back up in the retracement levels. And that's with all the other assets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, you got plenty of waves, you know. So, and we're starting to flatten out. You can see, you know, we're dropping. But when we drop this time, we're not so far away from the low. And then when we drop this time, we're not so far away from the low. Versus this drop and this drop, you can see the velocity and the length. You can see how it's waning down. The velocity is slowing down. So then eventually you want to see it go up. So, but I think we had 5 waves here. And then also, no, we don't. Well, something did have 5. I don't remember which one it was. But we do have a double bottom. That was nice. And that's why I bought it here, because of that double bottom. We shot up. We had a 3-wave. Look at the 3-wave pullback. Boom, boom, boom. And then what happened after that? We came back to the top here. So I don't know if this is a B wave, if it's a flat here, A, B, C, or if this is just going to keep pumping. I don't know. So I wouldn't trade it until I know. Near, I want to say something had a 5-wave move off the low. It wasn't XRP. That was 3. Was it Bitcoin? Oh, I think, it was Jupiter. Jupiter, this is good right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's really good. So we want to see 3 down and then go up. That would be nice. That would be nice. I think that's about it. ADA. Yeah, they're all the same. They're all the same. You got 3 waves up, so I don't know if we're gonna get 3 down. Probably will, because the weekend is basically here. So I think this has to come down. Looks like it has to come down. If we could get a 3-wave move like that, right? So you have 3 waves up. You get 3 waves down. If we can get down in here, that would be a nice setup. But this is not sustainable. This is just gonna, you see how we're flagging out to the top of the resistance? If we get up here, it's gonna come back down. It's gonna come back and revisit the low. I mean, it just seems like that's what it's setting up. It's flagging here. So, but if we get 5, that would be good, and then we can get an ABC, and then continue. So you have a low, And this is all one wave, but we don't have a second wave to give us a higher low. That's what we want. So everything else is pretty much, you know, a dog. Looks like you got 5 there. Kinda. And then Axelar kind of looks like a little bit of a triangle there. So nothing really. You know, this looks like it could have another low because it's a triangle. So this could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could have another low for Axelar. And if Axelar is telling that story, then it could be that Theta also has one more low. But if we have another low, I think, you know, I think we're really close. Yeah, that was Jupiter. H bar is over here. Yeah. So anyways, we'll see what today brings, and tomorrow, and the weekly close. Let's take a look at the weekly chart for XRP. So when I look at the weekly chart, this is the most bullish weekly candle that I've seen since probably this one, because of the way it looks. Look at the shape. First of all, the candle's at the bottom, which is important, right? Second of all, the wick, it wicked through, right? And then you also have a bullish hammer candle, right? So that's a very bullish candle right there. So we'll see where it closes. But you can see the closes don't really match up as so much as the wicks do. The wicks match up better. But yeah, you got a 3-way move, and you got a bullish hammer weekly candle. So that looks good. What about Bitcoin's weekly candle? Let's take a look at it. Flows looks really good too. See, it's kind of like these candles right there, right? So flow looks like it could be almost bottomed. Litecoin too. You can see Litecoin has a nice looking candle there. XDC, whoa, XDC looks really good. Look at XDC. I might have to buy some XDC, man. Look at that. I like the way it looks. Okay, the reason why is because, look, we created this base down here. We created this support base. I'm going to have to take a closer look at XDC. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's see, do we have bullish dive? Oh, yeah, we got a lot of bullish divergence here. Especially on the 2-day. Not on the 3-day, but we have it. Let's take a look at the daily. Oh yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I feel like it's gonna come back and make a retrace sometime soon. The daily, or the 1 hour chart, had a nice little pop here on the 1 hour. Alright, we'll keep an eye on Zcash, or XDC. Oh, Algo. I thought Algo was looking okay. Yeah, Algo. Yeah, I'm about the same. Alright. All right, guys, I think that should do it. Real quick, Bitcoin weekly, what does it look like? Does it look good? Does it look bad? It looks great. You got a bullish engulfing weekly hammer candle, right? Hammer basically means there's a wick at the tail end of it. So you got a bullish hammer candle right there, and it's engulfing. So, and you know, you got that divergence, and it's coming off the bottom of a third wave, and it's coming off the bottom of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the C. So you have A, B, C, right? So everything is there, and then you have the tariff stuff, the pause on the 90-day. So putting it all together, it just seems to me that we should be looking for longs, right? We should be looking for higher prices. But in the meantime, this could come back and revisit the low, because what you're doing is you're establishing a range, right? You're establishing a range, the top of the range and the bottom of the range. Okay, so right now we're at the top of the range. We could easily come all the way back down to the bottom of the range, back down at like 75K. So we could drop all the way back down to 75K and it'll still be good. So just be aware of that, all right? So it does, just because it looks good doesn't mean we have to keep going up, 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 up. There's going to be a lot of volatility in here. Once we break out, then, you know, it'll be different. So, but in the meantime, expect up and down type of behavior. So, all right, guys, I will catch you guys on the next one. Remember, not financial advice. I could be wrong. We're exploring ideas. We're trying to figure things out. And the way I look at it is, you know, this wave should be ending soon, and we should come up and make a retrace. So, all right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.